and welcome. Greetings wherever you are. It's Monday, so it's leaders and legacy in style, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. I am Joy Ruffen, and the work that we do here is as a leadership and signature style specialist, an executive producer, TV host, and podcaster. And we're all about style that reflects your power, your radiance, and who you are. Usually, I bring to you a featured guest speaker. By the way, if it's good morning, good afternoon, good day, good evening, maybe to a few of you, good night, but wherever you are, welcome, welcome to Leaders and Legacy in Style. Love that word, style. And I have labeled all of you my League of Eagles, and that's how I will address you today. I want to start off with a wee bit of information that you already kind of know in the back of your noodle, but I want to plant a seed here so that you can go with this. We work very hard here to be professionals for you and for ourselves first, and then for you. I want to share this little seed for you. No shade, not saying anything that ought not to be said. I'm saying it as gingerly and as gracefully and as politically correct as I can. Because today we're going to be talking about you and what it means to be the new influencer, to rise. And does your presence speak your power? But before I get going on that topic, my Eagles, I want to share with you something. Back in the day, being a professional was a different kind of saga. It had a different nuance to it. It was predominantly, and I say this cheek and tongue in cheek, or however you said, doctors, lawyers, and Indian chiefs. Well, today, being a professional means a lot of different things. But basically, the bottom line is being true and honoring your word. When you make a commitment to someone, I'm not preaching, I'm sharing information that most of you know, but maybe you need to hear it. Promise to be here to do this, and then every type of no excuse at all. That's not professional. And I want you to always be mindful of your presence and the power that you speak in every nuance of who you are. Head to toe, top to bottom, hair to shoes. Every bit of you speaks to who you are. And to be shady and to disappear with no awareness or speaking to why, it's not professional. I don't care how much power you have, you think, or how much money you have, or whatever. It doesn't compute. That was my preaching for today, my Eagles. Today, we're going to talk about my love. My love for the fashion and style industry, the entertainment industry, and the communications industry. It's all aligned. Today, we're going to talk about you, because you are the new influencers. So the question that I'm asking you and that I'm going to speak to today with you is, does your presence speak power? And everything about you, does it speak to the nuance and the core and the essence of who you are? Because everything about you needs to. We're in this cycle of casual. So be it. Nothing wrong with that. But casual does not mean messy, sloppy, baggy, carelessness, a lackadaisical approach. Oh, no. My Eagles, you are the change makers. You are the front runners and the pioneers, and you are the new examples. So let me back up and just say thank you, and you're always welcome here. Because today's conversation, can you tell? It's going to be delicious. Why? Because it's going to be all about you, me, us. We'll run the gamut. Because of my love for what I do. And by the way, did I introduce myself? I'm Joy Ruffen. I am your leadership and signature style specialist. And your minister of enlightenment. Do I love this? Awareness and awakenings. Because my Eagles, it's time for yours, mine, all of us. It's time for an awakening. It's time for a awareness of why you're here and what you're to do. It's also the cult of personalities. What does that mean? It means that influencers now are in every category, under every umbrella, every heading, and all different types, and so it ought to be. But what does it mean to you? Let's talk about your rising role as a new influencer, the new agent of change. When I use the verbiage divine, divineness, I'm including the divine masculine and the divine feminine, because both are ascending. They're not soft, silent, or submissive. Quite powerful, intuitive, and radiantly clear. Is that resonating with you at all? Because it's you in your full expression. Your influence today, it's no longer reserved for celebrities alone. Let me back up a little bit and share this with you. Do not stop applauding them, commending them, celebrating them, and every now and then, if you want to, bow to them. But don't put them on a pedestal. Don't put them higher than where you are. Look to something that they have that you want to have ignited in you so that you can rise into who you're here to be. Their shine will always be there regardless. But it's your time to shine and not just exist. Because the spotlight is shifting. And it's shifting to you because it's your time to awake. The universe, she, it, he, we don't know. We think we do. Most of us are pretty close to knowing whatever that higher source is. It's calling for you. It's calling for an authentic voice that's real, that's genuine, and that's true. It wants women who lead with presence, grace, and unapologetic truth. What does that mean? It means that you are being all that you're here to be. It means that this call, wherever it's coming from, that's your decision, whatever your higher source, higher being, supreme power might be. It really doesn't matter. It's all one and the same. How you show up in your appearance, in your presence, it still matters. Grace and truth, love, and beauty. That's the call, the universal call, no matter what you're doing. So how do you show up in your dress? It's not careless. It's not messy. It's not sloppy. It can be casual. But is the energy and the intention of showing the best of the best you, is that there? Because my eagles, you as the front runners and the change makers, you are being summoned not just to be seen, but to be felt. When you dress with clarity and confidence, it doesn't just change how others see you, it transforms how you see yourself. This is a true essence of influence. When I started off by saying to you, it's a cult of personalities who are labeled themselves influencers, I want you to sit back, take it in, and embrace this food for thought. It's only food for thought. And I say this because I'm going to use one example in that my love, and I bet yours too, for fashion is so prevalent. Today, because of what we're involved with in the cycle of life that we're all in, no matter the generation, most of us are doing almost everything I said almost everything online. That means that when you go for the online shopping, I want you just to take this for food for thought. Praise them again, just like you do the celebrities and entertainers. Applaud them and celebrate them. They're so darn good at what they do. They have a job to do and they're excellent at it, even those who you might not like. But when they say everybody, anybody, everyone, anyone, everyone, all the people, you can wear this. It's for you. It will look good on you. Let's go back to know thyself. Let's go back to the basics, to the beginning. Let's birth what's best for us, because a lot of that is not for you, but you have to know that. Or you back and forth to the post office, to the UPS, wherever. That's because you don't know your body and your color and the 5 keys that give you presence, that speak to your greatness. It's your presence without pretense. Because if you're running back and forth to that closet, trying things on and wearing things and then going out and then that's not you. And if that closet is packed with stuff and you can never find anything that you feel great and good in, no matter how simplistic it might be, then it's time to revamp, to everything. And in order to do that, we go back to the basics. Presence without pretense. It's style rooted in substance. It's your unique blend of power, truth, and beauty. And it cannot be replicated or duplicated. You are your own new ambassador. Woo! And let me say this to you. Being your own new ambassador, the universe, she, it, he, it doesn't matter how you take it in, it's waiting for you. It's your time. It's your time to blend your power of truth, love, and beauty. You are the new ambassador, and the universe is waiting for you. Asking, seeking voices like yours. Elegant, sophisticated. This word that unnerves a lot of people, classy, clever, wise. So step forward and speak your truth and lead with style, yours, that you have developed, discovered, and designed over time with the help of someone who can guide you in the best direction. That said, I'm going to take a quick little reset and extend to you an invitation, and then I'll be back with more style information. Influencers, you are. So let me ask you this, invite you to join my group, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. We are a group of women who are all about our mission, our vision, and the purpose. And you belong here because we value, celebrate, and acknowledge the divine feminine, because the time is now for you, me, all of us to rise. So take a screenshot and a snapshot and join this group because you belong here. And you belong here because you can collaborate and be all about this change that we're all in the process of doing for others. Now, a YouTube channel. You're invited to connect with me there every week, a new video. It's Joy Ruffen, fashioning, femininity, style, and truth. It's your style, your femininity, and your truth that's being awakened. And all you have to do is go here and subscribe. And every week you'll get a new video. And there are many other things that we'll be inviting you to. And I want you to go and to join me there. And here's a little freebie for you. Take a screenshot, take a snapshot. As much as I'm serious, I love to have fun. So this is how you rate your style. It's very simple, very quick, and very easy. But you know, honesty is always required. Did I start off telling you about professionalism and being true to your word and honoring what you say? And when you can't, you don't make excuses, but you acknowledge it in some way where the person receives it. This is a fun, simple, quick quiz. And the honesty of how you do it will speak volumes about who you are. So take a screenshot and a snapshot, and then get the link and get your freebie there. Now, back to what we're talking about today. Woo-hoo. And we're talking about influencers, you being an influencer. That said, I want to bring up another topic. Speaking my truth now. Might not be yours. A lot of people might turn away and I might never see or hear from them again. It's okay, I understand, because one thing that I know for sure now is no one embraces and brings everyone under their umbrella, only those who are meant to be. I've always had a pet peeve, and it's not about being judgmental, it's about speaking my truth. And hopefully it's a seed for you so that you can, in turn, can rethink maybe your way of being in sync with this. Of late, for all the different reasons, I'm not going to analyze it, I hear this word used a lot. You are a queen. Queen this, queen that. I don't know about that. It's time, I think, for me, and hopefully for you, to forget that. A queen, you are the new example of a goddess awakening. That's how I like to see it. I see every woman as a goddess. If you need a label or a title, let it be, maybe if you need a label or a title, why not be at the top of the food chain, so to speak? Queen is mighty and powerful, but it's a little overdone. If we're thinking about it, we're talking about influences, but why not be an empress? EMPRESS, which is over all of the domain. If you are in that style of being and you are the new influencers, your leadership is all about giving, serving, and sharing. And it's not about queendomship. Not really. And there's another word that goes there that is not, I'm not in favor of, and I'm saying it for you to have it as food for thought, not condemning those who are using it, but I'm just saying rethink it. You're not a boss if you're a professional and you're in leadership. Even when it's meant as an endearing term, it doesn't compute. Even in its best intentions, the word just does not register. Not many people, as my momsy would say, you hear me mention my momsy all the time. Oh, she was a character, very narcissistic. But as I began to evolve and develop and learn about me through her, I began to understand her why. But she would always say, if they had half a brain, well, boss doesn't work. It just doesn't compute. No one really wants a boss. They want somebody that can guide them to their greatness. Wasn't it Les Brown who said everybody has greatness within them? I added to that, everyone has a gift and a genius within that's here to be explored and developed and mastered so that you can share it with those who are in your community, your circle, the group that you're in. Because even with the best intentions, it just does not convey leadership at its highest vibration. And when we talk about a gender conversation, and we're talking about influencers, notes to speak on, now this is a loaded one because we're talking about influencers here and how you want to be an influencer. Gender and sexuality, and I had a wonderful guest speaker not too long ago who spoke on this, and a lot of it stuck in my craw for numerous reasons, so I'm sharing it with you. Gender and sexuality are distinct aspects of a person's identity. It refers to an individual's internal sense of being, male or female, or somewhere else on the gender spectrum. Sexuality is a whole different ballgame. It refers to who a person is attracted to. And I think many of us have misconstrued the meaning of that. So a lot of times when we speak, I'm speaking to the gender as opposed to the sexuality. Because when it comes to the sexuality for us women, this is where, when it comes to being an influencer, it's whether or not, and we have to ask ourselves, what is it that you're seeking? Do you want long lasting longevity? Are you seeking legendary, legacy? What is the ultimate end goal? Because if it's only the sexuality that you're purporting and projecting, that's not going to last long. And that's an influencer with very, very little to bring to the table that's going to be long lasting. Every woman wants and deserves. I might be kind of all over the place, but that's kind of my DNA. It's kind of my way of being, because the brain, the noodle, I like to say, because it's always wiggling here and there and around. It's always jumping from one thing to another, because that's how it works for me. Everyone wants to deserve and deserves to look nice and dress her best. Neatness. Not only because it would present her in a good light in any social setting, but also because it is fulfilling. It's mood boosting and imperative for self-esteem, good self-esteem. There are so many benefits that come along with finding your signature style, a confidence booster, you could say. What does that really mean, a confidence booster? Because we're in a society today that's casual, which is good, nothing wrong with casual, because of the time factor. We're in the Insta society. We want everything yesterday, today. But in that Insta society, and wanting to have that everything right away, many of us, too many of us, far too many, have settled into being too comfortable, content, and a little bit complacent. Now, what does that add up to for you? Because, point being, for most of us, it adds up and it eases into mediocrity. I don't think anyone really wants that. Not really. When you talk about being the new influencer, what is it that you want to bring to the table? I asked myself that before I came here to be with you today. It's about female for me, and I have nothing, I'm not a sexist against men. That's why I put in divine masculine and divine feminine, because we have both. The research and the nuances of it, that's your homework. You know I love homework. Because the reality is, for me, for women, it's about pure, total, divine femininity and equality. Owning your power. Knowing who we are and embracing it. That does not mean emasculating men and stepping into a position of power and doing it exactly the way men have done it. That's very draining. It will deplete you, and it's devoid of all of your feminine possibilities that you can utilize once you step into the divineness of you. Because the divineness of you is strong and it's stellar. You're wanting your sovereignty. You want to own it, because that's where your power is. And that power will give you the influencer status that you seek. Now, you might say to me, well, Joy, I'm not really interested in status and being an influencer. Well, all well and good. Because most all of us want to be seen, we want to be heard, and we want to be valued. The question is how? If you want to be, as one of my friends said to me, and I've said, I'm going to repeat myself, I do it often. She said to me, Joy, I sometimes listen to you here, there, and about, and I want you to know that I'm married to a dinosaur, and I'm happy. She cracked me up that day. And I said, you know what? Good for you. A dinosaur, a Neanderthal, a caveman. If that's what you want, and that's what most of us were programmed and conditioned to being with under, I'm making a joke and lightness of something that's really kind of serious, then that's your decision. She said she was happy. Happy is another word that's overextended, but that goes in with comfortable, complacent, content. But that was okay. At least she was bold and honest enough to admit that she was with a caveman. There are lots of them out here. And when it comes to the two B's and the V, how the bat bee, I try to be diplomatic here and correct. I don't like using foul language. You know what I mean. The bottom, B-U-T-T. So pronounced today. It's like so many women are walking around in the nude. If that's where you want to go and that's who you want to be and that's your new influence, it won't be long lasting. But if that's what you want, then all well and good. No one has a right to judge you. But if you're an eagle and you're in the league of eagles and you're wanting to be a part of the new influencers and you want your presence to speak your power, then you're not going in that direction. You know better. One of my many, many mentors, and she didn't even know that she was, Maya Angelou, said, when you know better, you do better. It sounds good. I like to say it's true, but a lot of people know better and they don't do better. And that leads me into something I'll talk about at another time. I've alluded to it many times, and that's our moral compass. I started off with that somewhat, speaking to you about promises and being a person of your word, where your integrity and your honor, your loyalty shows up and speaks before you do. Well, I guess that's enough for today. Let me say this to you. Starting now, and I'm glad that this happened this way, because one of the things, I'm karmic in the sense that I believe that there aren't any accidents in life. Things are designed purposefully for a reason. So every beginning of every month, the first Monday and the first Wednesday of every month, I will be coming to you as a solo, talking to you about any and everything that has to do with fashion and style, the entertainment industry, and how about communications? Oh, that's a biggie. They all are. And I'll be combining them with leadership, power, style, yours, and so on. This happened to be the end of this Leaders and Legacy and Style broadcast, because I'm taking a hiatus for the month of what it would be August. And most of you know, many of you know, some of you know that because of this big transition that I'm in with attempting to sell a home and find a new place and set up and all of that, it's like a lot going on here. But yet my team and I, we're working to bring to you a lot of newness when we come back to you in September. And we'll be starting it before then. But I'll be coming to you this Wednesday with a leading lady who's leaving a legacy, a big legacy. And you're going to love meeting and greeting with her. So my Eagles, I leave you with this food for thought. You are the new influencers. Allow your presence to speak your power, even if you want to stay in the casual mode. Nothing wrong with casual, but be mindful of how and what you're projecting. Because you're looking for, I hope, some type of longevity, some type of long-lasting influence that's impactful to others, serving, sharing, and giving to others. That's a whole intent of any and everything that you're doing. That said, I can't wait to work with you and to be with you. And I'll be with you again on Wednesday. So until then, be and stay well. Look after you first so that you can look after all the people who need you. They need your love. They need your wisdom. They need your skill, your talent, and the gifts that you came here with. Be and stay well. Much love from my heart to yours, and all the best always. Cheers.